What's up, my peeps? It's Cynthia, the Fitness and Wellness Bully here, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I am the real life fit to fat and soon to be fit again. Now, really quickly, someone asked me, what do you mean by real life fit to fat? So there was a show, reality show some years ago that was called Fit to Fat to Fit. And basically they would take these personal trainers, coaches, fitness professionals who would gain weight on purpose so that they can empathize with their clients and understand what they were going through. And then they would work through getting the weight off. So I am that. I am a fitness professional who lost her way through what? Through what we're going to talk about today, which is emotional and stress eating. I would even throw in there eating out of boredom. Okay, so let's get this road on the show. Yes, I said it wrong on purpose. All right, so if you watched my confession video, which I think was in March, where I basically told you guys, as a fitness professional, I let stress and emotional eating take me off my game, and I gained fat, weight. A lot of stuff was going on for these years. I say it was good 4 years. Things were happening, and I just was like, F it. Just to feel better. Okay? So now that's why I'm on my fat loss journey. I say fat loss because I'm not big on the scale, as you guys know. So let's talk about first the science behind emotional and stress eating. So when we get stressed, the hormone cortisol kicks in. We've all heard of cortisol. And it is a hormone that triggers cravings for foods that are high in fat, high in sugar. I would even say salty, right? Some of us like that sweet, salty thing. And then these foods give us a quick energy boost, and then it's temporary, and then the stress comes back, okay? Now, of course, if you continue to give into these emotional craving situations, you're gonna gain weight and body fat in time. All right, so how does emotional eating impact your weight loss, fat loss journey? Well, it can definitely pretty much disrupt your progress, right? You're working hard in the gym, you were eating well, and all of a sudden something happens that causes you to stress eat. Maybe there's something at work, maybe there's a project that you're working on, and every day you're finding yourself grabbing some chips and some candy, right? That will disrupt your progress. You'll be taking one step forward and 10 steps back, all right? Not to mention that there are potentially health issues that can occur if you continue to eat like that, like diabetes potentially, or like heart disease potentially. And most importantly to me, it can create that unhealthy cycle where stress leads to the overeating, and then you turn around and it causes more stress because you're feeling guilt, and then there's this vicious cycle. It's like a hamster wheel. I ate this, I feel bad, so I want to make myself feel better, so I'll eat this. It's a vicious cycle that I'm all too familiar with, and I know a lot of you may be as well. So we can start talking about strategies to combat emotional eating. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, we all know these strategies, right? We may have heard of these strategies, and sometimes they just don't work, but you have to put the effort in to find a strategy that will work for you. So the first thing I want to talk about is mindful eating. I mean, I've been talking about mindful eating for a while now, because it's something that I'm striving to do, working with my registered dietitian, who my assignment is to only record my calories and macros a certain number of days, and then rely on my intuitive eating senses, right? And what I mean by that, practicing mindful eating as a strategy, it is to pay attention to your hunger cues, or your fullness cues. So for instance, if you start to feel like you want to grab that bag of chips, ask yourself, am I hungry? Is this really just because I'm stressed, right? And being in tune with that. Another strategy for emotional and stress eating is to manage your stress. And I know what you're going to say. Child, how? Because I understand, right? But find a way to manage your stress. Meditation. I do meditation and prayer every morning to help alleviate stress. I use exercise, especially strength training, to help me manage my stress. It could be a hobby that you have to help you manage your stress, right? Maybe turn on some music and just dance as opposed to grabbing that candy bar, all right? So definitely try to manage your stress. I know it's easier said than done, but that's a way to strategize against emotional eating. As well as what I talked about earlier, eating out of boredom. Like if you're not occupied and you're just sitting there watching TV or scrolling on the internet on your phone for like hours, you're going to mindfully go and grab some stuff to eat because you're bored, and you're going to be eating it and eating it and eating it, and you don't even realize what you just did. Like, you know, the same thing when you go to a movie theater and you watch a movie, you buy this big old thing of popcorn and you're just eating and watching without really realizing that you ate the whole thing until the end. You're like, damn, I ate all that, right? So, yeah, just that boredom is a number, can do a number on you. All right. So this one I love, and I actually do to help with a strategy against emotional and stress eating, and that is keep a journal. Now, I don't mean journaling about your day, although that's a good thing to do. I mean journal whenever you start to feel like you're craving something, like chips. I always throw chips because that's my kryptonite. Honey potatoes are my kryptonite, right? Chips, candy bar, soda. Stop and journal. Put it on your phone, right? Put it on your phone in some notes and say, on this day at this time, I wanted this. And then write down what is happening at that present moment that's causing you to want to do that. Pretty soon you'll start to see a pattern that, okay, at that moment, my boss asked about something I was supposed to turn in yesterday. You know, I don't know. But there's some event that is or events that are similar that causes these cravings. And then you can go back and look at that and say, hey, when I start to feel that, I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go doodle something, or I'm going to knit something if that's your thing, right? So keeping a journal of when these things, these cravings happen will definitely help you determine your triggers, all right? And now this one, don't hate me, but it's find healthy substitutions. Now, again, I know it's easier said than done. You read these articles. Well, instead of grabbing chips, buy some, get some veggies and hummus. That ain't the same. Okay? But you got to find what your healthy alternative is. Like for me, because as I mentioned, I am a potato head. I know that I need to add more protein to my nutrition. What I found was these roasted edamame that's crunchy and has that salty taste. And I get that over the potato chips that doesn't have any fat. Now, I'm not saying that the edamame, dried roasted edamame is healthy, but it's definitely healthier than some greasy chips, which I love. So find some healthy alternative. Google schmoogle. There's a whole bunch of things out there, and you may find something that sticks for you. But that whole chips and substituted with veggies and hummus, nah. All right. And last but not least, I would say a strategy would be to find emotional support. Meaning, it could be an emotional eating group that talks about that and how to cope. It could be a one-on-one counseling session with a counselor or a psychiatrist to try and get to the bottom of what underlying emotional issues cause you and drive you to emotionally eat. So don't be ashamed. Move that ego out of the way. If this is something that you're willing to conquer and you really want this, go seek counseling. There's nothing wrong with counseling. I've been to counseling before. I've been to grief counseling. I've been to counseling about emotional eating. So move that ego out the way and talk to somebody. All right? So that's it, people. We learned about how cortisol causes us to want to eat some stuff we shouldn't be eating, right? We've talked about strategies on how to beat that. And yeah, that's it. That's it, y'all. Ain't got no more. So before I end this video, I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, share with people who may need to hear this message, and comment down below. I want to know, how do you combat, what are your strategies against emotional eating, eating out of boredom, stress eating, right? What you put in that comment maybe may help someone who's reading the comments, right? It may help me. I'll be like, oh, I had never thought of that, right? So yeah, please do that for me. I would really appreciate it. So, as I always say, remember, love yourself through the process, because it's not easy. Don't be hard on yourself. Just love yourself through the process. And until next time, people, peace.